people are like angry with me and like getting mad because I'm ruining VTubing, blah 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 blah, whatever. That's ridiculous, and I think VTubing is for everybody.
How do I unfollow?
How are you guys doing today? This is my first ever stream.
I'm sorry you think I bastardized the entire medium. Luckily, Ironmouse won't live long. I want to say that's who you keep out of VTubing. Welcome back, my delinquents. We have another case today, and this was supposed to be a fun case. If you haven't seen the Ludwig situation going around right now, I thought it would just be a fun case of fun. Ironmouse winning a bet against Ludwig and forcing him to debut as a VTuber, but no, that is not the case. This is sadly turned from a funny situation to kind of just a depressing one, as the VTuber community has really hard. Well, a certain part of it, not all of it, not saying everyone, guys, don't worry, I'm not blaming all of you. Just a loud minority is ringing at the fact that Ludwig debuted or deigned to touch the VTubing space, calling him a tourist, saying hateful things against Ironmouse, some absolutely vile, and other people just saying we should gatekeep, including some semi-notorious rage baiters. And I'm going to say here that I think they're just mostly rage baiters because their takes aren't consistent, a lot of these people. But whose takes are consistent on Twitter? Let's be for real. But guys, let's get into the story and you can tell me what you think. You don't have to believe me, I'm going to show you. And then you can tell me what you think of this situation down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. It really helps me out so we can keep making more stuff together, my delinquents. Let's go. We're in the case room, my delinquents, and we're going to start off with some of the rage bait, even though that wasn't the first situation here, and it did start off positive, and I'll show you some streamers' reaction to it. It is quite funny. But I'm going to show you the positivity that first came from this, and then go into it. We also have a statement by Ironmouse on this situation. Let's go to some of the VTuber community that is very unhappy about Ludwig doing a VTuber parody or VTuber debut for a day. Is it that time of the year for cringe YouTubers to try to infiltrate where they aren't wanted again? It's almost like one of the biggest VTubers asks them to do this, and it's a one-off thing. Oh my god. Zero Personality has an be apologist. I don't know what that is. Guys, what is that? A low elo Ludwig now has a no effort character he's trying to pass off as a VTuber. That's the joke. I think he found the joke. The whole joke was this is supposed to entertain Ironmouse. It's a whole thing literally just to entertain Ironmouse. Streamers react to Ludwig's VTuber, and that is the first post that I'll go into first. That was trending around when this was still positive. Yeah, back then, man, I miss those days 2 days ago when it was positive. So we have it here, and I do have we're gonna try and go through as I save this stuff, because I try and save and screenshot as much as possible, but sometimes we run out, and sadly it does get more feral than that. So they were highlighting streamers that actually enjoyed this in here. I'll go to the Sea Dog one as the first one because I thought that was hilarious. And honestly, people say it's low effort, but some of Ludwig's toggles are hilarious. I'm gonna be honest. Like, he actually did an okay job just thinking of some ridiculous things, like, and interesting things. Because it starts off as a very basic parody, and then you have to see the clip, if I can't find it, of him doing the piss emote. Like, he has literally a toggle where he can pee on things. I can't describe it, it's hilarious.
Fucking unfollowing. How do I unfollow?
How are you guys doing today? This is my first ever stream.
He says that as he keeps going back to this.
I hope you guys are going to be pretty nice to me, because
I'm not watching that shit. I can't watch that shit.
I just love how he's deadpanned at the beginning of this, but he does watch a lot more of his debut later. He keeps going back to it, and I think he does a good job pretending to be shy, Ludwig there. So I've never watched a Ludwig thing in my life, except I watched more of one of Ludwig editors try to explain how to edit than him himself. Shout out to him. He's great. His editor. Ray? I don't know this person, but we're gonna go.
Dude,
pretty good looking, if I do say so myself.
L fairy.
L? What are you even saying? What do you mean L?
Sorry, the eyes. Those kind of toggles get me every time.
Okay.
If you can't tell, I like Chibidoki. That's like obvious. Well, let me see if I can find my favorite clip from this. Oh no, I did save it. I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. I have to show you guys. Sorry. Wait, where's the sound?
I think I might have missed a spot there.
There we go.
Yeah. Yup. That's what you get.
Oh my god.
That's what you get. Sorry. I'm just a big Ironmouse fan. I think I might have missed a spot.
I'm sorry. I'll cut them together, okay? Yep. And that's what truly evil about that. Bruh, peak debut. VTubing is such a magical medium. So I do want to bring out here that a lot of VTubers and VTuber fans do like this. There's just a small amount. Why are they drinking petrol? I feel like a big problem here is like a lot of people just take it a bit too serious when it comes to VTubing stuff. Okay, of course, from this person, I'm not going to say any of the negative people's names, but oh, I hate this, and it's just Ludwig, a person having a good time. Who would have guessed? Imagine being allowed to have a good time in VTubing, and it has like 9,000 likes, but like people are so negative. This must have been intentional. No. Why would that be intentional, guys? And honestly, that just escalated too. Of course, whenever there's a little bit of a debate going on, there is some rage baiters that always take the least popular. I would say that's like seems to be the most common trend. They take the least popular opinion, go and throw it down like it's some great truth. And I don't know why, because they are the minority, I would say, in this. But this has 7k likes. First of all, you do not speak for the entire VTuber community. Secondly, you're a piece of shit. You and your little posts of hive mind cronies. If you're allowed to be in this community, anyone is. Frick you. And I feel like they make some really good points here about if they're allowed in the community, and it's the fact that they're non-traditional VTubers too. Technically, I'm a non-traditional VTuber. Anyone that shows their face is a non-traditional VTuber. And from their bio, I don't know enough about them. They are a guy who's in a girl avatar, which is also seen as a no in traditional VTubing. Next to, guys becoming VTuber was a controversial thing. For like, let's be real, some guys still get a lot of shit about it. And so if you go by the traditional idol, Japanese, or even base, like, culture of it, guys wouldn't be VTubers, only women would be VTubers, blah blah blah, and they would all be in corporations. Like, let's not play games like we all don't go against the basic rules of VTubing. So I find this take a bit weird, especially when they say gatekeep in the culture. VTubing is like a decade old. There is no culture. Unless you're trying to say Japanese culture is VTubing, which is kind of weird to connect VTubing with actual Japanese culture, because it's an actual culture, not just a medium to stream or make content. And then Kitsu Nero here going womp womp. He lost bro versus bro to Ironmouse, and she told him to do this. If you're going to complain about something, at least put some research into it. Gatekeepers like you need to touch some grass. I would agree. So you need some grass, bro. Like, honestly, there is a lot of aspects to VTubing. I can understand not wanting giant mother trucking assholes in the medium, sure, but just because people don't do it a certain way you like is kind of dumb, especially when you don't do it a lot of way people like, and you keep going. So why are you the gatekeeping police? And I'm not going to just go straight in on like this is the only person on here, but this was trending around the most, so I'm going to go in there. But I would say it's kind of hypocritical, but also to the fact that I don't think gatekeeping even properly works. Honestly, a lot of people are going to enjoy things differently than you enjoy them. You can't put your standards of what you like about something onto everyone else. It doesn't work like that, because everyone's different and everyone enjoys different things. The amount of VTubers cheering this saddens me. We need to gatekeep against people that would bastardize a medium. Honestly, gatekeep and woke is like one of those words that just go around, and they're hoping people back them up whenever they say woke and gatekeep. Honestly, I see it all bloody time and all these kind of posts. For those who show up after the fact, here's a video for when I sum it up, as in please go give me views. Oh no, I didn't see this. Ludwig commented, this poor bastard. I'm sorry you think I bastardized the entire medium. I think VTubers are cool and I tried my best during my debut stream. I think he did better than most, honestly. He put in a lot more effort than I thought he would. And I don't understand as much as native VTubers, so I tried to make it faithful to what a debut stream should be while also making it fun for my regular audience. I think the model art and rigging was really good and massively disagree with anyone who's insulting them. Also rude as fuck. We go on all the time about don't insult artists. Ultimately, this was a challenge given to me by Ironmouse, and I had a lot of fun navigating, even though it took 3 years, and hope more people check out VTubers because I'm so sorry to have say, but Ludwig will be returning. Ooh, interesting. Ludwig. Lily Pichu turned into this. I thought it was funny and cute. I remember when I first tried VTubers, and some people also were vehemently opposed to it, but I don't know anymore. Anyone can VTube, full-time, part-time, for fun, protect your identity because you feel like it, etc. I agree. Some people just use PNG tubers for when they can't show their face, etc. And I really don't want to have a discussion about how PNG VTubing ain't real VTubing or whatever, but it has a similar concept. There's no universe in which you bringing more eyes onto VTubing as a non-negative way is a bad thing. VTubers have a tendency to rage bait or say stupid shit for Twitter interaction because they forget it's VTuber and not VTwitter. Your debut was in Funny King, chin up. And I do think that makes a good point. A lot of people rage bait and do VTwitter activities to get views because it works, and we can't take everything super seriously on what they say, because honestly, they try to exasperate a small situation to be a bigger situation so they can stand out in a crowd, in a very oversaturated crowd at the moment. And I sadly think this will just continue to get worse the bigger VTubing get, because more and more people will see it as an easy access to views. Even though I wouldn't suggest it, because most people in the VTubing community won't like you or go near you unless you're very antisocial. Like, even look at some of the big drama ones, a lot of people avoid them like the plague if they're too antagonistic to everyone. Okay, I guess they replied to this. Hey Ludwig, I appreciate your input. I think my opinion stems from mostly from the fear of seeing something I love personally get attacked by outsiders. Okay, I can understand that, but I would say personally, attacking first isn't exactly the answer either, but I can understand not wanting something to turn into something toxic, but being part of the toxic problem won't stop it. I like to think of the anime industry. When we were teens, it was niche, cringe and beautiful. Now that it's mainstream, I feel like often people walk in and try to change the said industry to fit their worldview. I think that comes from someone that doesn't pay attention enough to anime. Anime has always had different levels of enjoyers and different things people like. The idea the anime community lived in harmony before the Fire Nation attacked is looking at the past with rose-tinted glasses, because everyone made fun of everyone 10, 15, 20 years ago, whatever. If you were on DeviantArt or freaking the internet or even 4chan looking at anime stuff, everyone made fun of everyone for their bizarre tastes and stuff, and made fun of stuff. Even in the anime community, no one made fun of weeaboos more than other weeaboos. And I think the idea is they think it has changed so much. There's just more people doing it than ever. And what people like is very different. And people used to make fun of normies, like people with normal anime taste all the time. Even back then, even though they're the actual average person that watches anime. Being an otaku is not the average anime enjoyer. Being like a shonen shoujo fan is. It's why it's the biggest market. My same fears carry over to VTubing. I like to think of VAs trying to change scripts as a small example. And I don't think this is new. I'm not saying you should change scripts. I think you should try your best to find similar English words that fit and keep the vibes of the characters similar. But I'm just saying it's not new particularly. I've often seen new VTubers, mostly nobodies, who become somewhat prominent and then try to change the medium or call for actions to change because they see things as problematic or icky. Personally, I don't mind the model. It reminds me of those gay animes I've seen that the girls love so much, like Host Club. Those gay animes. Host Club isn't a gay anime for one. Host Club is your shoujo, and it's a reverse harem. So it's a female who's the center and all the guys like her. It's a girls anime and it's not really that gay. That's not the concern. The concern is people coming in and trying to change the medium from its original idea. I do like the thing that they're like gatekeeping when people don't like anime. One of the most popular animes released don't even know it's okay from the original idea. I hope this cleared things up. I will say I have in the past watched you and enjoyed your drama coverage and was sad to see you stop doing it, but otherwise don't hate you. I think it's a bit of a backpedal, but not all their ideas here are incorrect in my mind. They make up some okay points, but I think the idea of keeping something exactly the same is impossible, especially seeing anime has changed a lot since its first release. The first anime was made in the 40s. Even when it was getting popularized in the 80s, it has changed a lot over the years next to some of the stuff we show in anime nowadays. So I don't know. I feel like stopping change stops more unique things coming. But that's my opinion on that, and I don't think gatekeeping is really the answer. I do think we should, have discussions, call out people where we think they're being a bit too oversensitive, or that we think they're just being assholes or whatever, but I don't think gatekeeping is really the answer here. Especially just such an open medium like VTubing. But what I'm really surprised with, because I don't know much about Ludwig, I think he handled this situation pretty well. He was pretty respectful, talked to them, discussed it out, even though they really didn't have to. You tell me below what you think of this. Do you think it's unfounded? Do you think they do have founded concern, but it may be too serious? Or am I taking things way too lightly here? Because, again, I am like a toe toucher into communities. I enjoy it. I take part in it. But it is only a small aspect of my life. So, going more into this, the response to this, and I'm going to be saying that majority of VTubers and VTuber fans don't seem to give a single flying frick, okay? If you don't like it, don't interact with it. It's a very common part of the internet. Another person talking on this from One Hearts, you make fun of victims of SA and defend the sexualization of children. How could you have the nerve to put anti-bully in your profile or have the confidence to give opinions on anything blows my mind? That was actually the first time I've heard of these people because they're part of a podcast. I'm not sure about the other sexualization of kids thing, but they defended some actual proven R-worder, and it was crazy. It was a crazy time. It was like the first time when they were absolutely a nobody, just a V-Twitterer. Causing shit. And that was actually the only time I've really heard of them, next to, I think, one other time, which I find crazy. And yeah, they're kind of notorious for crazy takes like that. So I didn't take this very seriously when I first saw it, but it blew up, so I thought I'd report on it. From Demi, when Ironmouse, the most popular Western VTuber who literally won Content Creator of the Year, has held sub-record on Twitch and has won the Best VTuber award, is entirely in support of Ludwig, but you think your opinion matters more on that, what should be gatekeeped in VTubing. Yes, as a lot of people say, VTubers love making other people's VTubers. And even Japanese VTubers love it. And I don't really understand this, again, very Western gatekeepy thing going on. Because a lot of people like to say, oh, respect the culture, but the gatekeeping I don't think is as prominent in Japan even. Because if we really gatekeep VTubing and anime, no Westerner would be allowed to watch it. So that's what's really funny to me about this situation. Seeing it all comes from Japan, we technically wouldn't be allowed to do any of it. But this is the part that made me really want to do this story, is I saw how vile this was getting, even though a lot of people generally like Ironmouse. And she made a clip and a statement on this, and this mother trucker, who's getting roasted by the way, said this to it. Luckily, Ironmouse won't live long. I want to say that's who you gatekeep out of VTubing. I hope you never get to watch a VTuber and enjoy things again, you giant asshole. Jesus, that's horrible. And just because Ludwig did a bet and became a VTuber for Ironmouse, this kind of vile shit gets said. Absolutely horrendous. Let's go into the clip of what Ironmouse says.
This isn't something new. This isn't something that he picked up yesterday. What does I don't give a shit if people are like angry with me and like getting mad because I'm ruining VTubing, blah 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 blah, whatever. I think that's ridiculous, and I think VTubing is for everybody. And I don't believe in gatekeeping VTubing. However, what I don't like is people putting down the hard work of the person who made his VTuber model.
Internet chat
I think
asks,
that
can you
is kind
kindly
of fucked up.
suck it?
Of 2021. So this has been years in the making. That was a long time ago. I waited so long for this.
Fully. But we got enough footage there on this, and as you can see, Ironmouse told you to suck it. No, well, technically, Sea Dog said to suck it, okay. But I think it makes a good point here, and again, Kitsu says based here, as you can tell I follow Kitsu. The thing here is, Ironmouse isn't wrong. It should not be so serious. You shouldn't harass artists just because you don't like it, and you shouldn't get to dictate how a hobby stays just because you think you own it. My brother increased. Hating this Ludwig thing is one thing. I do get how you feel, but fuck you for saying this scummy shit. Exactly. Absolutely disgusting. This is more fricked up if you are aware of Ironmouse's medical conditions. But hey, I guess people like you find fulfillment in life through degeneracy. And that is the thing. I think a lot of people think when they get on Twitter and they start their V-twittering with all these toxic takes, they think they're in the majority because they get people agreeing with them. But realistically, they are in the minority here. And a lot of big VTubers really dislike their attitudes with this. And I think that is the danger of places like Twitter and communities in general. You have this echo chamber of agreement that a lot of people think they're completely right. And they aren't part of the problem. Like, a lot of people like this get up V-Twitterers for acting deranged, or nobodies that no one wants to listen to, not realizing they're in the same boat. They are V-Twittering, they're creating drama, they're being toxic, and they don't quite realize it. And I say, talking on a commentary channel about opinions and stories, the irony is not lost on me. But this isn't the only thing I do, obviously. I just like to yap. That is the thing. I feel like you can give your opinion and not resort to toxicity at the same time. And I feel like this sums up the end of it. We got the extra discussion from Ludwig, and I think he did a really good job having a discussion about this and not being antagonistic, which is harder than it looks, honestly. And I agree with Ironmouse on her take on this, and do think the VTubing community sometimes needs to chill the fuck out when it comes to stuff like that. It's too much to ask to chill. And before we wrap this up, my delinquents, I do want to underline here, I'm not going to put in any direction that I think one VTuber or one community member was alone in these outlining accusations. Don't harass people, etc. As I always say, if you don't agree, just ignore them. It's for the best, usually. And there was a lot of people doing this and a lot of people doing this take. But it just in the grand scheme of the community, there is a minority of them. But let me know down below what you thought. Comment, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I personally think this is another situation where it had no reason really to go this toxic. But I should have really realized that it could have gone this way, seeing the VTuber community tends to dislike new things or big streamers entering into VTubing instead of just always being in VTubing. And I guess it's more obvious thinking back on it, seeing every time there's a face reveal thing, we have the exact same conversation about how if you face reveal, you're not a real VTuber. So honestly, I think some VTuber fans just really hate change in general. Which is very weird, seeing everything gets very stale if you don't do the same over and over again. You need to keep innovating. You need to keep doing new things. But I'll see you next time, my delinquents.
In a world of neon lights, till the body shines so bright, clumsy hot flood holds her crown, busting sassy folks she's found. Up a burp in sight, with a smile she takes the fight. Buns and balls won't break her stride, carrying hard she won't hide.
Because Host Club was crazy popular, especially 2010-ish plus. You could not go to an anime convention without seeing a fuck ton of Host Club. Well, it depends if they talk to women too, I guess. But if you talk to a girl who watches anime, they've seen Host Club. I guarantee you. Guarantee.